Guys, what's up? This is selolozano with The Rise. I'm doing today's quick tips for this week. Just want to talk about small groups. When you think about small groups, a lot of times we think of cell groups, home groups, life groups, those types of things. But I want to talk to you about having a small youth group. Small youth group, a lot of times, is very discouraging. I've visited with many youth pastors just throughout the years, and they're like, Pastor Solo, I only have one student, or I have two students, or I only have 5 students, and they get discouraged because they're looking at the number of students that they have within their youth ministry, and it's not really their youth ministry size that we're looking at. What you want to look at is what the potential that you have to do youth ministry. Sometimes what happens is we look at our numbers, and as we look at the numbers, we're thinking that we need to have larger numbers. And so if you can think in terms of a small group, having a small number of students, and then translate that into what larger youth ministries have. Sometimes you have large youth ministries and they have smaller groups or life groups that they develop out of that. And so if you only have 4 or 5 students, even one student, if you have one student, then you can take that opportunity to be able to do smaller activities that you're not going to be able to do with a larger group. So when you think in terms of having a large group, you can't do some things. But let's just say you just have one student. So if you take that one student and you go see a movie, have a Bible study, you can go get pizza, and you tell that one student, you say, okay, listen, I want you to do is bring one friend over. And as you bring that friend over, instead of buying them dinner or lunch, you buy 2 meals, and so that you just created an outreach. It's not any different than if you said, hey, we're going to buy 100 hamburgers, and we buy 100 hamburgers, and we give out 100 hamburgers, or you can do some kind of outreach with food. And so if you take that the process of what you have, and you start looking at what God's given you the potential to grow what you have. The Word of God says that if we're faithful with the small things, and He'll give us, He's faithful to give us more to be responsible for, and He'll cause increase in us. And so don't think of what you don't have. Think of the potential that you do have. I'm going to be real positive with you right now. If you have one student and your friend, and that student brings a friend, you just doubled your youth group. And if your youth group has 3, and you just add 1, or you add 3 of those three students, bring a friend each. Now you've just doubled your youth group. So you went from 3 to 6, and from 1 to 2. And so don't get focused on what you don't have. Look at the potential. Everything that you do doesn't have to be spiritual. You can have worship nights. You can have Bible studies. You can go to the movies. They can just come over and hang out. We're sitting in a diner right now, and you can just go to a diner and hang out, eat some pancakes or an omelet or a burger or something, and just hang out and talk and fellowship. And so the Word of God says that the saints got together to fellowship and to hang out. And I say this all the time, is that the word for fellowship translated in teen terminology is just hanging out. And so that's how you're going to double your youth group. That's how you're going to be able to grow your small group, or your when you think of numbers, I have a small group. So don't be discouraged. I want to encourage you that just where you're at, where you're going, don't always look at the numbers, because a lot of times when the larger numbers happen, they have to break them down into smaller groups to be able to manage. And Jesus shared that. He says when he had the large crowd that were feeding him, he said break them into groups of 50. And so when you start breaking them down, you're actually on the opposite side of that. You're flipped it around to where now you just have 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, and you're going to grow from there. So that's it. Just want to encourage you guys. Y'all be blessed. This is The Rise Quick Tips. Love you guys. Peace out.